We are here in Dubai for Token 2049. We are at the amazing venue for the side event of Animoca. I'm here with the founder of Animoca, Yat Siu. Could you please tell us a bit about yourself and how you got into the Web3 space?
My name is Yat. I'm chairman and co-founder of Animoca Brands. It's a great pleasure to be here. And thank you for setting up at our event an impromptu recording session. That's amazing. Basically, we got into the space about 6 years ago with CryptoKitties. Our studio helped build CryptoKitties back in 2017, together with what eventually became Dapper Labs. And since then, made investments and built platforms like Sandbox and Decentraland, and we had Axie Infinity, Magic Eden, OpenSea, like all these companies we basically got involved in. Today, over 450 and growing companies are part of the Animoca family. And we hope to build this space, and our mission is to deliver true digital property rights. That's Animoca.
What is the biggest success that you guys have had recently, or the biggest milestone that you as Animoca have achieved?
There's a lot that we've been doing. I think we're really quite proud of the fact that Web3 has become a tool to enable people who are not financially literate to become financially literate. Like we've seen this in places like the Philippines, Latin America. It's very inspiring how people without a university education or high school education can actually be part of the financial ecosystem and get involved because of Web3, because of crypto. But obviously, we've had some financial successes, of course. In recent times, our investments in companies like Mavia, Sai. One of the projects that we're also really excited about is happened with Ton. We're the biggest validator in Ton, and a whole bunch of other projects in Web3 and gaming. And of course, our flagship product that we're looking to launch this year is Mocaverse. The NFTs are already out there, but really, I think, some of the other ways to extend the network effects around that. We're doing sometimes up to 10 deals a week.
Wow.
So it's really busy right now. You can feel the energy, right? People who are here, they're excited, stuff's happening. So absolutely, we're back.
Lovely. So like you said, 10 deals a week. Like
sometimes,
there's a lot going on.
Yeah.
What narrative of 2024, us going into this bull market, are you most looking out for? Are you most excited about?
So we're extending the narrative of gaming. That's obviously a big one. We're also looking at the extension of basically what's happening with L1, L2s. You can see that happening. We're excited about the Bitcoin ecosystem, particularly what's happening with ordinals and most recently runes, which is kind of interesting as well, right? Basically just evolution and design around these token ecosystems. So that's all really good. And it's also more distributed. Spot ETF will continue to extend. Hong Kong just approved not only Bitcoin spot ETF, but Ethereum spot ETF. That's pretty big news.
Yeah.
And I expect more other countries to eventually also approve spot ETF, which I think will extend the value of Bitcoin and therefore the value of the Web3 ecosystem broadly speaking. We're also big on education, what we're doing with Open Campus and EDU. It's one of those concepts that are really important. Education is a $5 trillion space, but most people don't understand it, how important it is. So it's kind of like how we looked at gaming in 2018, 2019. In general, we're sort of super active in the space. We'll continue to invest and grow. We also think this is a year in which we'll get a lot more onboarding from non-Web3 guys to Web3. The narratives are good. Last year, it was no point. This year, I think we should do more effort and try to bring people from Web 2 to Web 3.
Yeah. I like what you said, bringing people from Web 2 into Web 3. And for our viewers who are looking to get into the Web 3 space, but find, ETFs and Ethereum, Bitcoin, and all the complicated terminology a bit overwhelming, how can they get started into, just tipping their toe in the water? And
for instance, in Hong Kong, most people got into the Web3 space because of Sandbox. And I think you got to start with a narrative that you find interesting. And the nice thing about crypto, you can get started for a couple bucks. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Like nobody said you have to put thousands of dollars. Just start, have fun, spend a few dollars, buy some meme coins if you want, if you think it's funny, buy some gaming tokens if you like the game. The point is, get involved, and then you learn from that. I remember, because we live in Hong Kong, right? 20 years ago, a lot of my friends who never came to China were like commenting how China, the growth seems unrealistic. How can it grow so fast? What's going on? And I kept telling them, come visit China and see for yourself. Because once anyone visited China, they saw the potential. By the way, that's the same for Dubai 10 years ago. The same for Saudi today. They have opinions, they have biases. Until you go see it with your own eyes, you won't believe it, right? So you have to go see it. And you got to do the same in Web3. You can't look from afar and read newspaper articles.
Yeah.
You got to enter the space. But unlike going to China or to Saudi or to Dubai, you don't need an air ticket. You don't need a hotel. You can literally go in a browser and get in. It's not hard to open a Web3 wallet. It takes a little bit of work, but I guarantee it's easier than buying a ticket and buying a hotel and going there. Once you learn about that, then you get involved. So to me, get started, and learn about it.
Yeah.
It's too big an opportunity to pass on.
I like that a lot. In terms of our DGen viewers, if you had to
LFG.
could only hold 3 tokens or altcoins, not Bitcoin, not Ethereum, what would they be?
No DGen only holds 3 tokens.
If you had to pick 3,
Okay, so first of all, NFA. But
this
either
is
way,
the secret sauce right here, guys. This is the secret sauce right here.
so first of all, the OG obviously is Bitcoin. I think that's important. By the way, why I think Bitcoin is important is not because it's just almost like digital gold, it becomes like a gold standard. I think Bitcoin is going to be one of the most important status symbols. When 1 billion people are using crypto, then the OG status of Bitcoin matters.
Yeah.
So obviously that's a really big one.
Yeah.
But then the other thing I would say, rather than look at specific other tokens of the ecosystem, like 1 or 2 or 3, there's going to be narratives around tokens that are presenting other tokens as an ecosystem. So I'm expecting eventually someone to launch a gaming-based token ecosystem. And I would say, follow the builders you like. It's not my preferences. Obviously, I'm big on Mochaverse, not just the NFTs, but eventually what might happen, right?
Yeah.
That to me is a big one because that's Animoca. That's what we're building, a shared network and a shared ecosystem. And then look, there's so many chains that we like. So I'm not going to pick beyond that only because it's like picking your favorite child, right? We've done 450 deals. There's so many tokens we have. We think they're all great.
But there's
They're
always
all
that
shared
child that
networks.
you like a bit more. You love them the same, but you just like the one a little bit more.
Tell that to your children.
I don't have any.
Well, okay. Well, I have children, and I will never say who's my favorite.
Fair enough.
Anyway, but it's generally, I would also like to close it with saying, anyone who's building in Web3 is actually doing a service for humanity, because what you're doing is you're building rails where people actually have more financial inclusion. You're also introducing capitalism to a broader audience, right? I mean, just think about it. Most of the world doesn't own capital assets, right? They don't have a way of doing it. You can't own a house, it's too expensive. But in Web3, by owning one token, you can actually be part of an ecosystem and you can learn about that. I actually think the real revolution in Web3 is broadening financial literacy and financial inclusion.
I love that. The real evolution of Web3 is broadening financial inclusion. Brilliant. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
It was brilliant.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Thank